In this video, we're going to talk about getting 5-point clarity as a parent. Now, this is important to understand your mission, your vision, your values, your strategy, and your culture if you want to be a better parent. So use this video and talk about it with your spouse or the parenting small group. All right, now you can use the worksheet below as you process this, and just know before we even get started that this is going to take some time for you to think through mission, vision, values, and all these things in your parenting. But if you give it some time, it really can revolutionize your parenting. Let's talk about the first thing, and this is mission. Mission answers the question, why do we exist? And so what we mean for this is you have to answer, why do we exist as parents? What is our mission? What is our real goal as a parent? And I encourage you to process this and think this through for a while. Talk about this with your spouse or with some other parents and say, what should the mission of a parent be? What is your goal as far as parenting is concerned? That's your mission. Keep it short and sweet and make sure it's clear in your mind. Now, you might change it over time, but go ahead and give it a shot. Try to write your mission for parenting. Now, the second thing is to talk about values. And values answer the question, what do we care about? Now, this is when you sit down and you say, what do we value as parents? What are the values that we want to transfer to our kids? What are some of the values we want to make sure that our kids adopt? It's important for you to think this through because your kids aren't going to know your values just automatically. Now, they'll begin to see them as you live them out, hopefully in your life, but why not tell them what your values are? But you can't tell them if you're not clear on them for yourself. So take some time and think about what your values are and write down at least 5 core values for your parenting and for your home. Now, the third thing is vision. And vision answers the question, where are we going? So here's how my wife and I think about vision. We say, what is it that we envision for our kids 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road? See, if we don't have a vision, then we don't have anything we're shooting for. So your vision is your picture of a perfect future. Now, maybe it's not going to be as perfect as you think, but why not have a vision? Establish a vision. Say, what are we shooting for? What do we hope to see our kids living like? What do we hope to see in their family when they're parents? That's your vision. Write down at least 3 or 4 or maybe even 5 little vision items where you say, this is what I see for the future of our kids. And the fourth point is to talk about strategy. And strategy answers the question, how will we get there? You know, it's one thing to have a great mission statement and to have values plastered on your wall and to have a wonderful vision for your kids. But if you don't have actual strategic steps that you can take to make that vision become a reality, then it's just not going to happen. So we encourage you to write out 4 or 5 very specific strategic objectives. Now, a strategic objective is kind of a bigger strategic item. And under each one of those strategic objectives, you can write out specific action steps that you can take over the course of weeks and months to see your vision become a reality. And the 5th point is culture. And culture answers the question, how do we actually do things? Now, this 5th point is really important, because you can have your mission and your values and your vision, and you can have a wonderful strategy for accomplishing all of it. But the real question is, how do we actually do things in our family? What is the culture of our family like? We might have all these values, but does our culture reflect these values? Or is it all just fake? Is it just a bunch of hot air? We talk about it all the time. Our kids know it's important to us, but nobody's living according to those values in our home. See, culture is sort of an assessment thing. It's when you say, how are we actually living? If some stranger were to walk in our home, what would they identify as the culture of our home? Do we just think we have these values, or do we actually have them? So that's 5-point clarity on parenting. Moms and dads, go through that worksheet. You know, it might take you a few weeks to do it. It might be something you come back to a few months down the road. But if you don't get clarity on these 5 points, then it's really going to be hard for you to have a vision for your kids and really help them to accomplish that vision. Now, if you want to check out a sample worksheet to help you to know how to fill yours out, you can get that below the video. And I encourage you to go through this and talk about this with some parents and certainly with your spouse. Hey guys, I want to remind you that we've got all kinds of great conversations just like this one at flextalk.org for home, for work, for school. Check out the website. Everything's free, and be sure to share it with people in your world. And don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss our newest videos right when they come out.